comfortable seat, everybody. Yes, exactly, Michelle. Yeah, it's finding those things like all those things can come later, right? You don't need to address everything right in the moment. I like to think about the time before we had these things. You know, I like to think about the time like, will we ever go back to that? Will we ever go back to a time where we weren't connected 24/7? That's why I used to love going on vacation. My ex-husband and I used to take these wonderful vacations to like Mexico and Central America, Nicaragua, and like that phone, like I touched it maybe once, maybe twice a day. Other than that, it was like, nope. Because I used to bring a real camera, like a real camera to take photos, and that's what I would take my photos on. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall, cross-legged, maybe work those shins a little bit more together and slide those feet underneath the knees if you can, just already starting with a nice hip stretch here. So sit up nice and tall, sit up on a blanket or block or a bolster, pillows, towels, whatever you have. And gently lean forward and lean back until you find your shoulders over your hips. And then just gently squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you, opening up through the heart space, creating this nice openness across your chest. And then begin to breathe. And can you press through your heels? Can you bring a little bit more activity to the feet? Breathing here. Well, I guess no light tonight. I just realized my ring light wasn't on. Oh well. Can't control everything. It's okay. All right. So again, finding that breath. Feel free to bring a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart. And just begin to take some nice full breaths into your body, allowing your body to expand with the breath. And then as you exhale slowly, navel pulls in towards your spine. And maybe a little smile comes across your lips, kind of like a little Cheshire cat smile, like you have this really juicy, yummy secret, but you can't tell anybody. Like cat caught your tongue or something. So just gently allow the corners of your mouth to turn up. And inhaling and exhaling. If you want to let it go through the lips, you may. Let's take two more. Inhale. Slowly exhale, release. Let's see if you can maintain the length in your spine. Good. And then gently bring your hands down on top of your knees. All right, friends. So I think I really want to get into the legs and the sciatica thing going on, and definitely the hips. So we'll do a nice full body all over practice with some focus more on the hips and the low back, and the legs. Okay. So let's go ahead and begin. Let's take our first posture. If you're on something, go ahead and come off. Move it off to the side. Create some space. It's always nice to have a little space in your area. Okay, let's start with a nice grounding posture. Hip opener, good for the low back, good for the hips. I love my poses that can target multiple areas at the same time. So a little Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet come together, extended leg butterfly. You don't need to bring the heels in super close. Let them extend a little bit. Add some props if you like. Maybe it's blocks today. Maybe it's a bolster, maybe it's a blanket roll. I'll show the blanket roll since that one can be, need a little bit more guidance, but the blocks can come onto the outside edges and then you can stay upright if this is enough for you. But if you want a little bit more, get into your low back, get a little bit more into the hips and the inseam of the legs, come forward into that fold. If you want the blanket roll, then I will show you how to roll that right now. This is one of my favorites. Take a blanket or towel, open it nice and wide, and then begin to make a tight little roll here. Good. So it's long, skinny. Drape it over the feet. Let those tails kind of tuck under. And this gives your legs a nice little support, especially if you have delicate ankles or shins. And then let's come forward into this fold if you're following with me into that shape. We don't need to be here for hours. I don't know why I have hours set on my timer. Let's be here for 4 minutes. Let's get a nice deep stretch here. So when you're ready, come into that. Now, if you need some support for your head, this also might be a nice place for a block if you have another one. You can put the block on your feet and let the head rest. We don't want to strain other areas that we're not working on. So if we are not working necessarily on the head and you want support, add that. And if it feels safe and comfortable, let your chin just kind of drop in towards your chest here and go inward. Or as we say, go yinward. Just keep allowing the upper body to become nice and heavy as you forward fold. Just let gravity do all the work here. Okay. Keep allowing that breath to be nice and smooth. Keep releasing with your exhales. Keep breathing into your back body. Keep allowing the extension to happen over through the back, right? Because think about it. What's happening is we're compressing the front body, but allowing the back body to get nice and open. So think about what's happening all the way down from your sacrum, right? Your tailbone, all the way up your spine to your neck and extending through your head. This nice, very soft stretch. And then, of course, the hips are also getting that stretch as well. So nice hip opening, but not too much yet. All right, friends, take your hands to the floor. Slowly walk yourself back, come upright. All right. Oh, that was nice. I feel some nice outer hip work here. Take your hands on the outsides of your knees, slowly bring them up together. And then if you want to extend the legs straight, you can do that. Give them a little wiggle, a little shake, or maybe some windshield wipers. Now, for the next setup, you may need a blanket and a bolster, or lots of pillows, maybe like 2 pillows, or a lot of blankets, or a lot of towels. Okay, so that's what we're going to go for. We are going to come into another nice hip opener with a spinal twist. So we'll take deer. We also call it 90-90s. Take that bolster, set it up behind you, and then you're going to bring your hip, or bring the bolster to the hip. Now, the legs, like before, I said 90-90. If they do not get into 90-90, and when I mean 90-90, I mean 2 right angles, right? So this front leg, this front femur bone, which is my left leg, is coming straight out from my hip, and then my shin is making that right angle with the knee, okay? And then I'm doing the same thing with my right leg. Now, because we are taking it into a twist and bringing it down to the bolster, this is where a block might come in handy. You might also choose to prop up the head of your bolster, right? That just might make it a little bit more accessible. Now, as we come to the shape, I can already feel my back hip cramping. I'm going to bring my knee forward a little bit, because we don't need to keep them completely in 90-90s, because we are going to be taking that twist for the spine. So hip opening and spine work. So sitting up nice and tall, inhale. Exhale, bring one hand on either side of your bolster. Again, just lengthen here. Try not to feel too crunchy. Try to lengthen out through the spine. Again, maybe this top foot touches that bottom knee. That's okay, let them connect. Then bring yourself down. And then you can choose to turn your head one way. Maybe you don't use a blocker bolster at all. Maybe you just come straight down to the floor. We're only going to be here for 2 minutes. So let's set the timer up. Get yourself situated, get nice and ready, and maybe you're already there. Stay there if you are. And let's do this. 2 minutes in deer. I'm going to keep my head turning the same way as my knees. But if you want a little bit more rotation in your spine, maybe you turn your head the other way. And just, as I always like to remind you, it might look and feel a little bit different than the last time you did this shape. Our bodies are different every day when we show up. And that depends upon our sleep, our water, our nutrition, our stress. These are all good ways to just kind of check in. And nobody said you had to do the pose the same way you did it last time. There's no book that's like keeping track. Just be where you are and breathe. That's all that yoga is asking of you. Just be present and breathe. And sometimes that's just the best we can do when we show up. To be present, mindful, and breathe. Can you continue to take those nice full breaths even in your twist? Stay for one more. Good. Walk those hands underneath your shoulders. Slowly press up. Good. Unwind. face away from your bolster. Again, maybe you want to take some windshield wipers side to side. How'd we feel on this first side? Okay. Nice spinal twist, hip opener. All right. Other side. So this time for me, I will bring my right hip to the bolster. Good. And then take those knees out, take those legs out in as close as you can to 90-90s. Like I said, they don't have to be completely right angles. We can pull the knee and the foot together to allow the space for the twist, right? Because maybe we just need a little bit extra from this back hip. We need to be able to swing it forward a little bit more. So when you're ready, 2 minutes, we'll get ready for the other side. One hand on either side of your bolster. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. And then as you're ready, exhale, slowly turn, come down to your bolster. Turn your head the same way or opposite way. And find some stillness here. So always our Reiki, oh my gosh, our 3 yin principles. We find the appropriate depth for each shape. Like I said, it's going to look a little different from day to day, from practice to practice, but find the appropriate depth for today based on how you're feeling. Injury or no injury. We hold still and we hold for time. But if you need to come out sooner, please do so. Listen to your body. If it's hot enough, it's hot enough. There's no benefit into staying longer and to a pose if it's not serving you. Unless it's like an ego thing. If it's an ego thing, stay double. And breathe. And maybe you took a little bit extra rotation and you turned your head the other way. Do what feels best in your body today. And keep taking those nice, even belly breaths. Fully release on your exhale. One more inhale. Good. Exhale, hands under shoulder. Slowly come up. Turn away from the bolster. Again, anything that you might need. Maybe it's windshield wipers again. Maybe it's just taking the legs straight, giving them a little wiggle and shake. Good. All right. We're going to do a little bit of legs and hips for sure. I mean, we've done already so much hips going into it, but let's take another one. All right. Take some movement. If you need your back to move a little bit, clear off your mat, get rid of the props. Take some cats and cows. For the next shape, we might need the blocks, so have those handy. But if you're ready just to kind of move the spine a little bit, bring the hands underneath your shoulders. This is just if you want to do cats and cows. Knees underneath hips. Press those fingertips into the earth. Good, and then as you're ready, lift the sitting bones, lift the gaze, drop the belly, come into your cow shape. Good, and then as you exhale, round your spine, push the floor away, come into your cat. Just keep moving with your breath. Inhaling, gliding the heart forward. Exhale, rounding your spine. Push the floor away. Feel free to hang out in either shape. If you want to come back to kind of a neutral spine, you can do that too and linger there for a moment or two. Good. And then after you've done some cats and cows, maybe it's a little like tail wag. You're going to look behind you, like look towards your heels, and then just move from side to side, some little side bends here, side to side. Now the next one is one of my favorites. I like to do it often, like even when I'm not teaching. It's a great shape, and it is Malasana, our yogi squat. So if you're using blocks, I will show you how to set those up. You would take both blocks to start, stack them on top of each other. If you don't have blocks, maybe you have two like-size items, maybe it's a couple of really thick books. You're going to take the feet, turn them out, and then you're going to squat down to those blocks. This is if you want that support. I'm going to show you just the setup of it, and I'm going to come off. We're going to be here for 2 minutes. Bring the hands in front of the heart into Anjali Mudra. Take the elbows on the insides of your knees. Press those knees out. So nice hip opening here. And then if you are of the sort that don't need the blocks, that's great. But if you don't need the blocks, but the heels don't touch the floor, this is where you would take a blanket and you would place the heels on the blanket like so. You step on it, then you go like this. If you need more than one blanket, you can do that. You can roll it. I folded mine, and this will help support you so you can stay in the posture and really get the benefits without straining to stay there. Okay, if you're already there, great. If you're not, join me 2 minutes into our Malasana. Again, if you feel like you need to come out sooner, do so. It's a nice deep yogi squat. Good. So good for our ankles, so good for our knees, not just our hips and our back, right? So good. Breathing here. Find some peace and stillness in this shape. And then, of course, look who's joining. Hi, little girl. What's up, Mama? There's no blanket for you. Here, sweet pea. Here. There you go. She has to have a blanket, you know, gotta have a space. So keep dropping your tailbone, but keep lifting, right, the heart. Breathing here. You know, those big old bat ears. Little Betty, huh? I missed you, Mama. Did you miss me? Yeah? Good. You can't have too much fun at your daddy's. And then just notice, where's the weight in your feet? Is it in your toes? Is it in your heels? Does it feel balanced? All right, we're going to come out of the shape, but release your hands first. And if you have props, be mindful about them. We're going to begin to just straighten the legs, and we're going to come straight into a counter pose, which would be a forward fold. And these two are lovely together to combine Malasana and a forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need. This is where you might, again, use some props. You might use a bolster on top of the blocks. You can rest your hands, maybe your elbows or your forearms, whatever you can reach. And let your head go. Another 2 minutes in this shape. So slowly allow the backs of your legs to open. So maybe you start with a little bend in the knees. And then as you breathe and time goes on, maybe you begin to straighten the legs a little bit more. Again, finding that balance. Where is the weight in your feet? Is it in the toes and the heels, or is it even? And just breathe. Hands can come off of blocks. Cross at the forearms if you wish. Just breathe. All right, my friends, we are going to do that another time, another round. But this time it's only going to be 1 minute and 1 minute. So find yourself back into your malasana, back into your yogi squat. And like I said, we're only going to do it for 1 minute this time. So malasana 1 minute, and then we'll do a forward fold for another minute. Be like a nice little finisher. We're working the legs today, that's for sure, and the hips. I hope you're feeling really good in this. I have one more fun thing up my sleeve. So I hope this is serving us. I know this is great. This feels really good right now. I always try to write down our sequences because I like to go back and kind of look, and like be like, oh, what did we do that day? Like, I feel really good, or like before, sometimes I didn't used to write down the sequences. And then I'm like, man, that's a really good practice. And I try to like remember. So I try to really document our practices. And now that they're getting up on YouTube now too, you can go back and rewatch them if you really like it. So just know that's another resource for you. Okay, come back into your forward fold. So again, maybe you're using props, maybe blocks or bolsters underneath your hands. Begin to straighten the legs when you're ready. Let the upper body go. So just let your chest, your head, your shoulders be nice and heavy, just like everything is just extending from your spine, right? From your hips, you're just letting everything hang. Let the head go too. Okay, my friends. Yay! All right, come down to the floor. Extend your legs, shake them out. Shake them out. Give them a little movement. Ah, good. And maybe here you want to take a little reverse plank, reverse tabletop. Let's take the fingertips, face them towards our bodies, bend the knees, place the feet so that the ankles are underneath your knees. Good, and then lift the hips. The hips don't need to come up really high. This is just to kind of like do a little like something different for the back body. Good. Well, I can probably walk my feet out a little bit more, huh? Lift up a little more. Good. And then lower. We don't have to stay there for long. If you want to do it one more time, inhale, lift. Nice shoulder stretch here too. Again, the hips don't need to come up too high. Maybe this is enough, then stay there. And slowly lower down. Okay, beautiful. So I want to get into the hips a little bit more for the sciatic. So some choices. You are more than welcome to take half shoelace like we've done, right? This is a great option, lovely. I'm not taking it into full shoelace where we would bend the bottom knee. We did that, I believe, last week. But this one I really feel targets that piriformis, which is where we feel that sciatic, right, in our leg to our low back, maybe that sharp shooting pain. So if you're having low back pain or you're having difficulty sleeping, I highly recommend doing some form of a figure four. So the half shoelace, bottom leg extended, top ankle above or below that straight leg knee, and then come forward fold. Or maybe you want to bend that bottom knee and bring the leg in towards your chest. Now, this also looks like something we do on our back. So if you want to take it onto your back, you can do that too. So you have three choices here, my friends. You can be on your bottom into that forward fold, or kind of like that, half sitting and then walk the foot in, right? Different. Or maybe you're on your back. So go ahead and decide where you want to be today, and we will hold there. But let's try to do the same thing on both sides. So if you do figure four on one on your back, then do that on the other side too. All right, we're going to be here for 2 minutes. A nice long hold. Press through that bent knee foot, right? So for me, it's my left foot. I'm going to press through that heel. I'm going to gently bring my right knee into the right line, or the right, in line with my right shoulder. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. So the way I hooked my hands, it looks like I'm giving a thumbs up. That is so funny. Okay, cool. Thanks. All right. Funny. All right, so slowly shift that right knee so it's in the same line with your shoulder, and then pull in a little bit more. Oh, I feel my piriformis. I feel it. Feels so good. Getting that nice stretch. And the more I pull this right knee in line with my shoulder, my right shoulder, the more I'm feeling it. And then I pull in on an exhale. Nice hip opening here. Wonderful alternative, any of these shapes, to our pigeon. Or sleeping swan. Either one. All right, big inhale. Woo, exhale, release the foot. All right, and then uncross. We'll go over to the other side. So whichever version of the figure four that you took, go ahead, get into it on the other side. Good. All right, side two. Good. Oh, I'm gonna tuck my thumb in so it doesn't give a thumbs up. Okay, now press through this heel and then gently shift the left knee so it's in line with the left shoulder. And this right elbow can kind of gently help the hip to open too. And you press that elbow into the right thigh or left, depending on which side you're doing. Good. Oh yeah, the more I pull it in, the more I line it up with my shoulder and pull in, the more sensation I'm feeling. Not pain, sensation. I'm feeling that nice, warm, dull, like achy, like throb, like, okay, I'm getting something. I'm feeling something. We're still, there's still effort involved in our yin practice. We're still doing something. Good. Is there anywhere else that you're holding tension that you can let go of? Even for me, it was my left foot. I'm like, why is my foot so tense? Relax, let it go. It's not what I'm working on right now. So anything that we're not working on, can you let it go? Let it be soft. Our target area here is the hip. So we don't need to involve, the foot. Maybe just one foot. The bent knee leg foot, that one. The crossed over one. Breathing here. Stay for one more inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly release your feet, release, unwind. Again, maybe it's a little hip lift. It's a counter pose, a little bridge. Might feel really good too if you want to take a bridge and interlace the fingers behind you. Reach the knuckles towards the heels. Lift up, press into the heels. Like you're trying to drag your heels towards your knuckles. Feel a little more engagement in your underbutt. Yep, it's engaged. Good, and then carefully release. All right, my friends, we've made it to spinal twist time. So I will always offer you 3 choices for your twist. You take it to the depth that feels comfortable for you. Single leg, double leg twist, or twisted roots where the legs are twisted up more like eagle legs. Good. All right. Easy twist coming up. Let's roll back down to our backs. Find the props that you need. Knees to chest rock a little. I'm going to take a single leg twist today. So I'm going to begin with straightening my right leg and then carefully bringing my left knee across my body. Left arm extends out. Holding here. Left arm and shoulder are grounded. And you can look towards the hand, or you can look towards the knee, or keep looking towards the ceiling. Breathing here. Two more breaths here. Good. Slowly inhale. Roll to your back. Exhale. Hug the knees in. Again, rock a little side to side. All right. Other side. For me, extending left leg straight, right knee into your chest. Good, and then slowly draw that right knee across your body. Right arm and shoulder grounded. And pause here, breathe. Feel that nice twist in the low back. Adjust your knee. Notice where you're feeling it. right? This is like your opportunity to kind of explore the shape too. If you normally bring your knee low, can you bring it higher? What does that do to the shape? How does it change sensation? Good. 2 more breaths. Inhale slowly to your back. Bring your knees in, hug them in, lift your nose towards knees. Make your body into a little ball. Give your body a squeeze in. Good, and then release. Just pause here for a moment. Let the feet walk out to the sides of your yoga mat and let your knees knock inward towards each other. Let them rest like a little pyramid here. Hands can rest on your belly. And then slowly rock your head side to side. See if you can bring your cheek all the way down to the side, or all the way down to the ground, rather. Good, and then find center on the back of your skull. Slowly begin to extend your legs out. And let the feet roll open to the sides. Bring your arms down alongside you. And I want to do a little tension relieving activity. This is really so helpful. I forget to use it sometimes. I used to use it a lot more in practice, and then I forget about it. So sometimes we go in those waves, like we do, or I will, teach a posture quite a bit and then forget about one and then come back to it. So this is one of those things that we haven't done in a minute. So we're going to tense all of the muscles in the body. So make fists with your hands, engage the forearms, your biceps, flex through your heels, engage the calves, the quads, tighten your glutes, tense your chest muscles, scrunch your face, hold everything, and release. Whew. Oh, 2 more times, my friends. Again, engage the upper body, lower body, back body, glutes, abdomen, face. Squeeze everything till you're shaking. Release. Whew. 1 more time. Fists, arms, chest, glutes, legs, abdomen, face. Squeeze. Release. I don't know about you, but that took a lot of energy. So I am ready for a nice little Shavasana now, my friends. So if you want to bring over any props, you want to add a blanket behind your head, or if you would like to add a bolster underneath your knees, you can do that. Might feel nice to put the bolster underneath the knees if the low back is feeling a little spicy. Wow. Thank you, friends. Your donations, I see a couple donations that pop through. Thank you so much. The donations on Insight Timer really allow me to sustain myself as a teacher on this platform. So, your continued donations allow me to keep coming back. Because if there's no donations, right, if you're not paying what you can for practice, teacher can't show up. Because time is money, baby. You get it, right? Okay, so find your way onto your back. And just release as much as you can. Release your breath, release your thoughts, release any judgments about practice or yourself or anybody around you. And hopefully that nice little tension relieving activity we just did will find its way into your self-care practices this week and this weekend. I know I'm going to try to remember that one a little bit more and practice it, especially before bedtime. Yeah, that's a good one. So here, just allow the eyes to close or to soften. Relax your tongue and your mouth. Release any tension in your teeth so you're not clenching your jaw. Maybe allow the fingertips to gently curl in towards your palms. And let's find a few moments of stillness and peace right here on our mats. All right, my friends, begin to deepen your breath. Bring a little movement to your fingers and to your toes. Invite some circles into your wrists and to your ankles. And reverse. Very slowly on your next inhale, reach your arms overhead, full body stretch. Good. And then carefully bend one knee at a time. And then as you're ready, just roll over to one side and pause there for a moment. Finding something in your day, your week, to be grateful for, a person, an event, a kind gesture, some words that were kind, something that you can be grateful for. Okay, and then as you're ready, place your hands on the floor, slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat. And let's do a little check-in. How we doing? How you feeling, everybody? Good? I'm feeling great. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up and asking for what you needed and what you wanted. And I hope it served you well and you all got what you needed and wanted tonight. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere tonight. I'm not doing anything fun. Last week was the concert and it was great. It was Theory of a Dead Man at Virgin. It was, great. It was a nice little acoustic concert, but like, still rock and roll, right? Okay. Beautiful. I love all the hearts. Yay, my friends. Okay, don't forget, I am still doing the self-care workshop, the same one that I did back in January. I'm hosting it again on Insight Timer on March 1st. So that's next Saturday, 10 a.m. It's 90 minutes. It's workshop style. Bring a notebook, bring a pen, bring your props. It's restorative yoga. We'll do some meditating, some breathing. We'll do some journaling. And then, of course, the postures. And then I'm going to just sprinkle in some ideas for self-care too. So if you need some like little ideas, ranging anywhere from like our Ayurvedic holistic practices like oil pulling, tongue scraping, lemon water in the morning, that kind of stuff, rebounding. Like there's all different little things you can add into your morning or throughout your day to practice some self-care. And they're all holistic things, right? Nothing like pharmaceutical, nothing crazy, no Botox, like holistic, natural stuff. Okay, my friends, that's what I'm into. All right, cool. Again, your donations are so amazing, and thank you so much. They really help sustain me on this platform. All right, on your inhale, let's reach the arms up and overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, bringing down all of that divine universal energy to your heart centers. And that divine universal energy vibrates as the frequency of love through which you and I and all sentient beings are connected on this planet. The light in me salutes and honors light in all of you, my friends. Namaste. Thank you so much. All right, I'm just going to pop over and check the chat and see how we're doing. Okay, thank you, Mary. Thank you so much, all of you, for showing up. Terry, I hope that worked well for you. JD, thank you. Jamie, thank you. Andy, Terry, Sally, Carmen, Michelle, Sally Ann, Julie, thank you. Nikki, how was that for you with your first time? And we did a lot of legs today, so I really hope between the sciatic and the legs, I really think this was a good combo, and the hips and the low back. So I feel like it was a good class. I might have to come back to this practice later. So thank you so much, all of you, for your input and requesting what you like on here for practice. And I will see you next Friday, I believe, at 5 p.m. I think it's still on. I might have plans, but I'm hoping I don't have to cancel class. But if it does get canceled, you'll get a notification. Good. All right, Nikki, beautiful. And please come back every Friday, 5 p.m. That's what we're doing, yin for 1 hour. And then next Saturday, I'm holding the workshop Saturday. Hi, Irene, and thank you so much. Yay. And then don't forget, I haven't put on Insight Timer yet, but if you are on my email list, if you want to be on my email list, find my page here on Insight Timer, go to my website, which is nuvohippieholistics.com. I know it's a mouthful, but it's connected onto this website on Insight Timer on my teacher page, and you can find it there, and then the link tree. But I am hosting, again, trauma sensitive yoga for sexual abuse survivors in May, and that will be every Saturday at 10 a.m. for 45 minutes, about 45, 50 minutes. It's a shorter practice, but it's very intentional. It's very mindful. And if anybody or yourself have been affected by sexual abuse, whatever the case may be, I invite you to come to this practice, especially if it's something that you're still working through or pops up every now and then and you need a tool. I do have that first 5, the first series I did back in September, that is on YouTube. So if you want to go take a peek at it, you're more than welcome to. Practices is going to have the same idea, but the postures might change. It's going to look a little different. But the self-care workshop is I have a pretty good sequence for it, so I don't mess with that one. All right, friends, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't forget to drink your water, and I will see you next Friday. And if you need any help in learning how to breathe, eat, or move, please feel free to reach out, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye. And Betty says bye. Oh, she's chilling with Chicky. Okay, bye.